This is a side-by-side compare of the two main Minnesota shooting videos that have been released to date. The original video that was released was taken by a bystander, and that video is shown on this track here. The video shown here is the one that was released, I believe, on January the 9th of the video taken by the cell phone of the ICE shooter. These videos have been carefully aligned using the audio on both videos. Specifically, we've aligned the shots. First, these are the 3 shots on each clip with the sound of the 2 crashes when the victim's car crashes into another vehicle. As we move through these videos, you'll see some annotations located here indicating what major actions in one or both of the videos is taking place. We'll get started by playing through the 2 videos, watching their actions side by side.
Out of the car. Get out of the fucking car. Get out of the car.
Whoa!
Next, we'll take a look at some of these events, which you saw annotated here in greater detail. The first one will be when the vehicle owned by the victim started to back up. So we'll advance frame by frame in this video. And this is the point where it was detected that the wheels of the victim's car first started to move in a backwards way. You can tell by focusing on this wheel and when we zoom in on the car itself. So we'll walk forward in the video, and you'll see the car back up. Here, I'm focusing on this one a little bit because you can see it happening. And then there's a loud scream, of course, in there. And we'll go back here. And to see this one happen, we'll zoom in. And, likewise, we'll walk forward. You can see if you focus your eyes on the wheel here. You can see the wheel turning, indicating it's going backwards. So that's the first event that helped us figure out what was going on. The next event we're going to look at is the victim turning her wheel away from the shooter. And we'll do that by focusing on this view of the victim as seen through her windshield. And if we move forward through the videos, if you look closely, you could see her hand turning the wheel. Here, we're at the point where she first starts to turn it, and it makes it easier to see. We'll zoom in. And now we'll move forward again in the video. See, her hand came up. That was right here. And we'll keep moving. You can see her hand turning the wheel to the right. And this is, of course, well before any shots are fired over a second. So she was obviously turning the car away from the shooter, and he should have clearly seen that. Because he's looking at her through the windshield. We'll move a little more. She's turning. We'll look a little more here. I gotta pull this out. And we'll go through. You can see her. She's still turning. And the way the view here is changing is because the shooter is moving over to the left side of her car. The next major event will be when the car starts to move forward. And we'll walk through this. There's a second loud scream in here. The car is starting to move forward. How can we tell? Well, we'll zoom into this guy. And keep your eye on this rear wheel, particularly the spokes of the wheel. And as we move forward, you can see it starting to turn. There it starts to turn. So she's moving forward. And you can also clearly see where the shooter is. He's right here. He's the second guy. You can see he's reaching down towards his gun. And, there he's pulled the gun out of his holster. You see it coming out. And also, I'll point out that if you look at where her wheel is, her wheel, back here, it's turned all the way to the right. And the shooter appears to be at the left front corner of the car. Can't tell how close he is. If you walk through that session again, you can see that there's a second loud scream by a bystander. And here, the car starts to move forward. We just saw that. And here, the shooter is drawing his gun. Let's zoom in here. His hand is not yet on the gun, so we'll go forward. There he reaches for it. It's coming out. You see it being lifted out. And he begins to aim it at the windshield. We'll move forward from here. The next major event will be the first shot. And there it is. That's just the point of the first shot. How can we tell? Well, if we go zoom in to the car itself, we'll go back 1 frame. Shot has not yet been fired. Here, the shot has been fired, and we can tell because of the spray of glass fragments coming off the front of the car. We'll continue moving forward. And we're coming up on the second shot. There's the second shot. And if we zoom in, you can clearly see the shooter with his arm extended towards the side of the car. And he is well clear of the vehicle, as you can see here. And we'll continue going forward here. There's the third shot. Right there. And at the point of the third shot, if we zoom in, we will get a much better view of the shooter. Most clearly, he's in no danger from the car, with his arm fully extended, and there's the gun in his hand pretty much at the side window of the victim's car. At this point, the only other event we're gonna see is the crash, and so we'll drag this down a little faster. And here we come up to the crash itself. And it happens, and we'll zoom in to this area here, and we'll back up a little bit. And you can see, if you watch this white car there, as I move forward frame by frame, you can see where it starts to move forward. And it's been hit here. You can see it moving forward. Ever so slightly. And then it gets shoved towards the right. And that's pretty much what happens, other than the shooter, right here, starts to walk down towards the crash. And one of the bystanders, that's this person here, begins walking down towards the crash. Now, to wrap this up, we'll just play through this one more time. What follows next is the two videos playing side by side but slowed down by a factor of 10.